This delightful little fellow, which is now stored here at the cathedral, is a 12th century bronze door knocker from Dormington Church. As you can see, it's in the shape of a feline head, with large eyes and sharp teeth. The ring that would have originally been through the mouth is now missing. Similarities in its design have been identified with corbels at Kilpeck, which depict similar feline beasts, some with human heads in their mouths, and similarities with the capital at Tewkesbury Abbey, which also shows a feline head devouring a human head. All of which, from Kilpeck, Dormington and Tewkesbury, are connected to the Herefordshire School of Sculpture. Due to the similarities, one scholar believes that the chief mason of this artistic school may also have practised as a metal worker, and that he probably received his early training in the mason's workshop at Hereford Cathedral, and almost certainly worked at Tewkesbury Abbey and possibly St Peter's Abbey, Gloucester, which is now the cathedral, as well as at Kilpeck. The Dormington Knocker and the Gloucester candlestick were both probably made at Gloucester Abbey, believes this scholar, and this suggests a connection between the Herefordshire School and centres of the production of sumptuous art at Gloucester and Hereford. There were connections between these churches. St Peter's Dormington belonged to the Benedictine Priory of St Guthlac in Hereford, which in turn was a dependent of St Peter's Gloucester. Kilpeck also belonged to Gloucester, and it is possible that Gloucester-trained craftsmen worked on Kilpeck. Date-wise, due to the similarities between the Dormington piece and Kilpeck, it is now thought to have been made about 1140 rather than the later 12th century date that earlier scholars suggested. In 1980, the Dormington knocker was stolen from the church door and feared lost. But 6 months later, a London dealer recognised it from descriptions circulated following its theft and contacted the parish. So it was able to be recovered, though the ring had been removed. Shortly after, in 1984, there was an exhibition of English Romanesque art dating from 1066 to 1200 shown at the Hayward Gallery in London, which included Dormington Knocker. Then, in 1987, the original was placed in Hereford Cathedral for safekeeping, and a replica was made for the church. The history of door knockers actually goes back to ancient Greece, when it was considered rude to enter someone's property without warning. The Romans adopted the Greek habit of attaching a ring to the door, which acted as both knocker and handle, and this spread throughout the empire. Norman church door knockers were usually designed as a lion's head, so our feline form is a little unusual. The knocker may have been used as a sanctuary knocker, much as the well-known one at Durham Cathedral. The concept of sanctuary is found in ecclesiastical law endowed by Athelstan in 900 AD. Fugitives could claim refuge and immunity for a set length of time by reaching a stone chair, originally only available at a bishop's chair in a cathedral, but it could also be sought in some churches with special knockers on their doors. By 1540, this right of sanctuary was restricted to only 7 towns. Then it was abolished for criminal cases in 1623, the relevant clause stating, "And be it enacted by the authority of this present Parliament that no sanctuary or privilege of sanctuary shall be hereafter admitted or allowed in any case," and then abolished for civil cases in 1773. Just like the sanctuary knocker at Durham, the Dormington knocker is made of bronze, a material chosen for a variety of reasons. Firstly, it is a very versatile material which can capture textures and details well. In the medieval period, there had been a rediscovery of the lost wax technique, which allowed the construction of detailed pieces such as this. But also, there were religious associations. Following from the Bible's teaching that man was made in God's own image, the idea of a material that enabled making an exact likeness of an object was seen as an equivalent to creation. Bronze was also considered to have some mystical properties, due in part to the wording on a 13th century knocker at Trier Cathedral in Germany. "That which the wax gives, the fire removes, and the bronze returns to you." which basically describes the lost wax technique, but in rather a mystical way. The use of bronze also links back to a classical practice of using bronze to signify a liminal transition between the exterior and interior of a church, the threshold between the secular and the sacred. In Europe, this was sometimes shown by the use of bronze doors, but here, the same significance of material used to mark the transition from the everyday to the sacred is found in a small door knocker.